Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This is a brand new game show series that we're starting at a channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. To kick things off the right way, we got the man himself, Yerv. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Man, I'm excited for this. You're our first contestant. This is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm super excited. For the folks that are watching and don't really know about you, give us a little insight to you. What's on your channel? What are you all about? What do you stream?
I'm here for DBD, like the both of us. I play the game in, I guess, sometimes unorthodox ways, hiding, rap plays, things like that. But I'm all about just having fun and getting as much fun as possible out of Dead by Daylight.
Man, I remember the other day we were playing on the PTP and I actually ran into you and I didn't realize it was you, and I was like, this guy just keeps going to this spot, and you were just running the new boil over and I couldn't get you into the basement. I was like, this guy, why?
I know. I felt so bad after that game because I was like, it was the first game I was trying boil over. I was like, I have to see how it works. So I used it with flip flop too, and it just kept. I knew I was being so annoying. I even like tried to flashlight you from the top floor, and then I got out of the game and I saw it was king, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed.
It was the opposite. I was like, I gotta slug this guy. And I'm like, I gotta be a little rude for it. And I'm like, man, I feel bad. Then I saw it was you. I was like, oh no, I've just been slugging him the whole game.
Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah, Yerv is a awesome content creator. I remember when you just started making videos, actually. I remember seeing your stuff and I was like, wow, this is really, really good. And tons of people have seen the exact thing that I've seen. And, you know, you've done amazing on your YouTube channel, and I always look forward to seeing your videos. And again, if you guys want to check out your link is in the description. Today, he's going to be competing for some awesome prizes on our Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show. Are you ready, Yerv? This is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
Alrighty, so the rules are pretty much simple. We have a multitude of questions all the way from the bottom to the top. As we progress up the ladder, the questions will get harder and harder. You have 3 thresholds along the way: 500, 32,000, and of course, the million. Each of these thresholds will grant you a prize. You also have some lifelines. You have the 50-50, which will get rid of 2 responses that are incorrect. You have the Paulie, which you can basically phone Paulie Esther for the right answer. You also have the get rid of 1, which I would eliminate 1 incorrect answer. And the biggest one, if you do end up getting a question incorrectly, we will reset you back to your threshold only for 1 time. This is your get out of jail free card, and we'll reset you with new questions, and you would have to build your way up. With that being said, Yerv, are you ready to tackle the first question?
I'm ready for this.
Alrighty, here we go. Decisive Strike is the teachable perk of what character? Is it A, Lori Valentine, B, Jake Fairfield, C, Strode Thomas, or D, Laurie Strode?
Okay. I think this one is pretty cut and dry. As I look, answer A, that's not a character. Answer C, also not a character. And Jake Fairfield, you know, Jake was my OG main. I know his last name is not Fairfield, so I think I know that we're going Laurie Strode. I'm going D.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
And that is correct. Laurie Strode, bumping you up to 200. Alrighty, not too bad. Here is your second question. Portrait of a Murder introduced what killer? Is it A, the cannibal, B, the artist, C, the blight, or D, the Oni?
All right. Again, I feel like this one, I think it gives it away in the title. I don't fully remember all of the chapter names for these killers, but the cannibal, that's not close at all. The blight, that just doesn't sound like the blight to me. And the Oni, yeah, it would have to be something closer to the Yumoka lore or something. But we have the artist as option B, so I think that's what I'm going to go with. I think it's the artist.
Alrighty, that is correct. The artist Congratulations, 2 for 2, making your way up the ladder. Not too bad, not too bad. Alrighty. Number 3, here we go. This survivor was released with the game on June 14th, 2016. Is the answer A, Michaela Reed, B, Dwight Fairfield, C, Quentin Smith, or D, Steve Harrington?
Okay. I think, again, I'm going to go process of elimination here. So Michaela was very recent, so there's no way that she came with the release of the game. Steve... Steve is from Stranger Things. I'm a huge Stranger Things fan, so he did not come with the release of the game. That was late. And also, Quentin Smith, that's my boy. I'm a frequent Quentin appreciator. That also was a later DLC. So I'm gonna have to go with B, Dwight Fairfield.
Alrighty, that is correct. Dwight Fairfield did come out with the game in June 14th of 2016. Right on. 400, here we come. Here is the next question. Frank, Julie, Susie, and Joey are all names of this group of killers. Is it A, the Legion, B, the Twins, C, the Cenobite, or D, the Executioner?
Okay, I'm sticking with the strategy of eliminating first. The Cenobite, that would be our friend Pinhead. He technically rolls with the crew, but in game he's alone. The Executioner, that is also a solo dolo type person, so he's not gonna have any friends with him. And then the Twins, clearly that's only 2, and that's gonna be Charlotte and Victor. So that leaves us only with A, the Legion.
That is correct. The Legion, getting you up to 400 points. We're on to the 500 point question. If you get this question correctly, you will reach the first threshold, meaning up until the next point, if you get anything incorrect, you'll be bumped back down all the way to here. And it also means if you get it correct, you'll win our first prize of the day. Here's the question. What killer has the Redhead's Pinky Finger add-on? Is it A, the Trapper, B, the Hillbilly, C, the Clown, or D, the Nurse?
Okay, this one, I'm not a lore master. However, this one I know from the game, and I know from Maurice. So rather than going by the process of elimination, I'm gonna go straight to it, because the Clown always cuts off pinkies with his Mori. So I'm going with C, the Clown.
That is correct, which means you are past the first threshold. Congratulations. You, my friend, have won yourself some awesome Kingdom merch, as well as some Ari the Lion stickers and a nice little note from me. So congratulations. You've also reached your first threshold, meaning you are safe to this point.
Let's go.
Not too bad, Yerv. Not too bad. Which means that these next questions are going to get a lot more difficult. It's going to ramp up a little bit. We won't get these really easy questions. So I urge you to read them carefully and think about your answer. Some of them might seem very obvious, but it might be there to throw you off. Are you ready to do this?
I am ready.
Alrighty. Here is your next question. Noam Chomsky was a special Easter egg charm in DBD, first appearing in this game series. Is it A, Left 4 Dead, B, Left 4 Dead 2, C, Half-Life, or D, Half-Life 2 Episode 2?
Okay. This is tough because I feel like I have the 50-50 answer, but I'm a little stuck between Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, because I personally have not played either of those games. I'm just not sure if I want to use my lifelines yet.
It is pretty early to use them, but it's better sometimes to be safe than sorry. How are you feeling? What do you want to do?
What are our lifelines again?
So we have the remove one incorrect answer. We have the 50-50, which removes 2 incorrect answers. We have the Callie Paulie, which calls Paulie Esther. And you have your safety net, essentially, if you do get it incorrect.
Okay. I'm feeling risky. I'm feeling risky. We have the safety net and we have the lifelines to back us up. So I'm gonna go with A, Left 4 Dead.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
I'm sorry, but that is incorrect. We are not looking for A. The correct answer was actually D, Half-Life 2, Episode
What?
2. Yeah.
Okay, I needed that 50-50. That was a mistake.
So, Noam Chomsky is the garden gnome that we all know and love, and was improvised as a weapon in the Dark Carnival campaign. He made his debut, actually, in Valve's Half-Life 2, Episode 2, as a garden gnome, and he was infamous for earning you achievement Little Rocket Man. It was a stumper. I initially thought, too, this was Left 4 Dead 2. I was like, oh yeah, that's easy. And then I actually did some more research, and I was like, wait a minute. He didn't come out until Half-Life 2, so there we go. Sadly, Yerv, that is going to bump you all the way back down to the 100 category, but we do have that awesome safety net for you, which means you'll be able to go again and make your way back up to the 1,000 section. And the next one is, this was the redemption code for the Greek trial and the Gorgon charms. Is it A, Live or Die, B, Trencher, C, His and Hers, or D, Better Than One?
Okay, this one, I strangely remember things like this sometimes. And so I'm going with my gut, and I really hope that I don't look completely foolish here. But I remember typing this in and getting the charm, so I'm going with C, His and Hers.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That is correct. His and Hers is correct. Using this code, unlock the Medusa charm for you and the Greek Trail charm. There we go. We got one. We got one.
Okay, we're back on.
Back in the money. All right. Here is your next question. What must you do to complete the Way of Light ritual? Is it A, successfully power up a generator, B, repair the equivalent of 3 full generators, C, successfully open 1 exit gate, or D, perform cooperative actions for 180 seconds?
Okay, with this one, I am 100% sure that I have 0 clue what the answer is. So I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, whatever it is. I'm going to go ahead and use my 50-50 lifeline right now.
Alrighty, 50-50. I can eliminate answer choices A and B, which leaves you with C and D, successfully open 1 exit gate, and D, perform cooperative actions for a total of 180 seconds.
Okay. This hurts because I was thinking it was either A or B, and I was hoping for for something else here. Okay, I can't technically use another lifeline here, can I?
You can if you want to. You can use another lifeline if you like.
I mean, if it ends here, it ends here, and otherwise I'm completely guessing. So I might just have to take the cop-out and just eliminate the last answer because I am just clueless here.
Alrighty, so you're using your lifeline. We are going to eliminate answer choice D for you, which leaves C on the board, successfully open 1 exit gate.
That is great because I was definitely going to say that it was D.
Well, there we go. We got that one correct. So successfully open 1 exit gate correlates to the Way of the Light ritual, as you have to open the exit door, and at the top we have the red flashing lights. Pretty tricky though. It's a pretty tricky one. Alrighty, so those are all of the safety net questions, which means you are going to make your way back into the $2,000 range. So we're going to reset you back over there now, and we're going to continue with our regularly scheduled questions, my friend. So here we go. Here is the next question. What was the only perk in the shrine for April Fools? Was it A, Quick and Quiet, B, Calm Spirit, C, Lucky Break, or D, Red Herring?
Okay, this is really tough. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm just gonna try to use logic as best I can. I'm gonna say that Quick and Quiet is actually a solid perk and is not a meme, so that wouldn't be on the shrine. I'm also gonna say that Lucky Break is pretty solid, and I'm just gonna go with what I think would be the two funnier perks as ending up on the April Fool's shrine. I don't know if I'm heading in the right direction here, but the two funniest to me are Calm Spirit and Red Herring. Calm Spirit is funny because as a survivor, you get hit in the face and you just don't even make any noise. That's kind of wacky. However, Red Herring is also basically unused by the population of Dead by Daylight. Most people don't even know how the perk works. And I think that would be the funniest answer. So it's the only lead I have, and it's a complete desperation move because I've used all my other options. So I am going with D, Red Herring, and just hoping.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
No!
No! You were correct in your 50-50. It was actually Calm Spirit. That was the only perk in the shrine for April Fool's, and it lasted an entire week. Great logic, though, ruling out Quick and Quiet and Lucky Break, Red Herring and Calm Spirit. It was tricky. It was tricky. They were both pretty funny perks indeed, but sadly, we were looking for Calm Spirit. Yerv, no! We were
so close.
I know, so close. Well, my friend, since you did make it to the first threshold, you still are going to be getting yourself some King merch as well as Ari the Line stickers. Thank you so much for coming and participating today. I had a lot of fun with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
It was my pleasure. Thank you again to Yerv. Make sure you check him out. The links will be down in the description below. Go and show him some love. He makes absolutely fantastic content. And yeah, that is going to do it for us, guys. See you guys later. Alrighty, so that was pretty fun. It is time for our next contestant of the day. We got someone special lined up for you. One of the original 10 Fog Whispers, my really good friend, Paulie Esther. How are you doing?
Hey, King. It's fun to be here.
Hey.
I'm really enjoying this game show series you're doing.
Thank you, thank you. Last time we saw you, you were on Jeopardy, duking it out with Otts and Spooky. My dad actually watched that. He really liked it. And he pointed out, actually, I didn't know. He was like, if Paulie bet all his points in Final Jeopardy, he would have beaten Otts. And I was like,
don't tell me that. I would have.
Yeah, you would have. You would have barely beaten him. This close, this close.
Should have been confident in myself. I lost on Jeopardy, baby.
Basic Who Wants to Be a Millionaire rules. We have a total of 16 questions for you today, each getting difficult as they go. We have 3 thresholds for you. The first one will be at 500. If you manage to get that, you'll win yourself some King merch and some Art of Line stickers and all the extra goodies that go with that. If you manage to make it to 32,000, you'll win a awesome prize from Zydax. Ooh. And finally, if you make it to the million, I don't got a million for you, but you know how currencies work. US to Canadian, it's $1,000 USD if you make it to a million. It works out perfectly.
What kind of exchange rate is this? Can I cash in some of my money at this exchange rate? $1 million? $1 million Canadian is $1,000 US. Is that what you said?
That's what it is. So that's what we're playing for. You also got your lifelines. You have the 50-50, which will remove 2 incorrect answers. You have to remove 1 answer, which will remove 1 incorrect answer. Since we can't do the Callie Paulie, since you are indeed Paulie Esther, you will have Axe the host. I will pretty much give you my own opinion. And finally, you have our own little twist, the safety net. If you do get anything incorrect, it'll drop you back down to your most recent threshold, and you'll have to answer a few questions. If you answer them correctly, you will be back in the game. Are we ready, Paulie, to do this?
Okay, gosh, I haven't been studying. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I don't want to miss that first question, like Mary Had a Little Lamb or some nursery rhyme easy stuff.
A little lamb. Alrighty, Paulie, it's time to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Here's your first question. What killer is also known as the Bird Lady? Is it A, the clown, B, the artist, C, Nia Carlson, or D, Kate Denson?
Okay, so can we talk about how Nia is listed here? It says, what killer? Like, can this meme just go away? Nia is the killer. How'd Kate end up in this group? I don't understand. All right, well, so we know that the clown has an affinity for feathers. He likes to collect feathers and put them in a cigar box. But I think I'm going to have to go with Carmina Mora, the artist. I don't know if the Bird Lady is an official name or if that's just a colloquial name that people use for her. But I'm going to go with the artist. B, final answer.
Is that your final answer? Alrighty.
Yeah.
That is correct. The artist. You got the first one correct, Paulie. Off to a good start. If you stumped on the first one, I wouldn't know what to tell you. Here is your second question. Curtain Call introduced what killer? Is it A, the trickster, B, the hag, C, the clown, or D, the Oni?
All right. Well, Curtain Call refers to the performance art. And while we know that the trickster is a musician, a musical talent, this Curtain Call is referring to the DLC for the clown. So I'm going to go with C, final answer, the clown.
And that is correct. C, the clown is the correct response. The clown was introduced with the Curtain Call DLC. 300. Here we go, Paulie. What status effect means you are heavily damaged? Is it A, deep wounds, B, blindness, C, cursed, or D, exhausted?
Okay, so this was introduced with the Legion, I believe. We're going to go with the deep wound status effect. A, deep wounds, final answer.
That is also correct. 3 for 3, Paulie. Not too bad. Deep wounds means you are heavily damaged. You can get this with the Legion and also now with Borrow Time, Soul Guard, and a multitude of other perks. Not bad, Paulie. We're off to a flying start. Here is the fourth question. Which one of these are a teachable for Meg Thomas? Is it A, Sprint Burst, B, Botany Knowledge, C, Rookie Spirit, or D, Iron Will?
It always circles back to Meg for you, doesn't it, King? On some level, one way or another, we're going to wedge Meg Thomas into all of these things, aren't we?
Somehow.
All right, well, let's see. Iron Will, that would be a Jake Park teachable. Botany Knowledge is for Claudette. Rookie Spirit is Leon, I believe. And so that would leave only a Sprint Burst for Meg. So we're going to go final answer A, Sprint Burst.
That is correct. Sprint Burst is a teachable for Meg Thomas, along with Quick and Quiet and Adrenaline. Alrighty, Paulie, we have your next question. This, if you get it correct, will put you to your first threshold, meaning if you get anything incorrect, you will be dropped back down to this point. And if you do secure this one, you also win some Kingdom merch and Art of Line stickers. Here we go. What survivor is known as a resourceful teacher? Is it A, the Spirit, B, Yunjin Lee, C, Adam Francis, or D, Claudette Morale?
All right. Well, I see you got a typo here on the screen. I don't know if you're going to fix this in post-op. I don't want to technically get the answer wrong because you misspelled this character's name. But I'm going to go with C, Adam Francis. Or Adan Francis.
Yeah, well, we'll give it to you. We'll give it. I'm sorry, okay. That's incorrect, Paulie. You know, Adam, I don't know what you're thinking, man. Adam Francis is the correct answer. You have successfully made it through your first threshold and your first prize. Congratulations. That means that these easy questions are out of the way. It's time to spice things up. We're going to start giving you some medium tier questions. These questions are going to be harder. Starting off with 1,000. This one's a little bit harder than the rest, I must admit. It's a real jump. So here we go.
Okay.
What is the total amount of perks in Dead by Daylight?
Oh my god, are
Is
you
it
kidding
A,
me?
180, B, 190, C, 181, or D, 191?
Oh my word, King. What have you done to me here? Gosh. And some of these are just one off. So, gosh, I don't know. What are my lifelines again?
So you have the 50-50 to remove 2 incorrect. You have to remove 1 answer. You can ask the host, and of course your safety net if you do get it incorrectly.
Okay, and if I miss this, then I get caught by the safety net?
You do get caught by the safety net, which will drop you back down, and you would have to answer a few questions to get back to this point.
Okay, so let's see. Let me think this through here. So, I believe that there are 95 survivor perks. I could be wrong about that, but in the back of my head is saying there's 95. And I know that killers have fewer perks than survivors. So in my mind, that means that B and D are off the board. So I think it's either A or C. So if my 95 number is right, which it might not be, that would mean that there would be 85 or 86 for the killers. So, okay, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark and hope that it's 86, and we're gonna go with C, 181. Final answer.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry, Paulie. You were close with the odd number, but the correct answer we were looking for was 191.
191.
There's 191 total perks in Dead by Daylight. So you do get caught by your safety net, which is a good thing. We'll ask you a few more questions. Since you only made it to the first tier, we'll ask you 2 standard questions. And these questions, if you get them correctly, you will be back in the game right where you left off. So here we go. Your first question is, what was the first currency introduced to Dead by Daylight? Is it A, gold coins, B, rift fragments, C, putrid serum, or D, blood points?
Oh my gosh, I got scared at this one for a second until I read the answers. I was like, what? This is an easy one? Okay. So this would be when the game first started and everything was built around the currency of blood points. We're going to go with D, blood points. Final answer.
That is correct. Blood points is the correct answer. This was indeed the first currency added to the game. A lot of people get confused with the shards. That's why it wasn't really an answer choice here. They don't really think blood points are currencies, but it is a currency in the game. So that means you have to answer one more question, and if you get it correct, you'll be back where you were at the 2000 range. So here we are. Who is known as the mathematical mastermind? Is it A, Jonah Vasquez, B, the Cenobite, C, the Blight, or D, Yui?
Oh, I hope I'm not gonna mind game myself on this one. Because we know the Blight has a scientific mind as the alchemist. But I think if you're going for just pure numbers and ciphers and things like that, we're looking towards Jonah Vasquez, the CIA cryptographer. So I'm going to go with A, Jonah Vasquez, please and thank you. Final answer.
That is correct. Jonah Vasquez is known as the mathematical mastermind, as you mentioned. He's doing all those cryptic things and all the math, and he even decoded the black veils, so that is pretty cool. So that means you are back where you left off. We are going to take you all the way back to your 1000 question. Obviously, we know the answer to that one now is 191, which takes us to the next question, Paulie. Are you ready?
Okay. No, but go ahead.
Here we go. The medium questions. What do you need to do to unlock the Holiday Get-Together achievement? Is it A, have at least 3 survivors hooked in a basement, B, interrupt 10 survivors from cleansing totems, C, reach rank goal 1 as killer, or D, unlock 100 chests?
I forgot about this achievement. Yeah, I think this was supposed to be like have a get together for the holidays and bring everybody together, and so it was supposed to be grouping the survivors in the basement together, I believe. So I'm going to go with A, have at least 3 survivors in the basement. Final answer?
That is correct. Have at least 3 survivors hooked in the basement will grant you the holiday get-together achievement. All right, Paulie, not too bad. We're working our way up. Not too bad for a medium question. 1,000 was a stumper, but it slowly gets into it. Here is your next question. What is the early name of the perk Left Behind? Is it A, King of the Hill, B, Survival Instincts, C, Outlast, or D, Last Standing?
Okay, if I miss this, I do what now? I go down to 500 again, and I'm out?
No, if you miss this, it's game over, Paulie. Game over. The safety net only saves you 1 time,
okay,
sadly.
So it's game over if I miss this, so it's important. And what are my other lifelines again?
You have the 50-50, remove 1, or ask the host.
I want to go for it, but I don't want to be wrong. So I think I have to play this smart. Okay, let's do the 50-50, please.
Alrighty, 50-50. I can remove answer choices A and C from the board, leaving you with Survival Instincts and Last Standing.
So the one I was leaning towards from the beginning is still there, but I'm not 100% confident. Do I really want to burn another lifeline on this? Because if I burn another lifeline to remove an answer, then I would be left with just the correct answer, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. I apologize, everybody, if I blow it and make for a bad episode. But I want to save the lifelines. So I'm just gonna go for D, Last Standing, final answer.
That is correct. Last Standing is the early name of the perk Left Behind.
Can I say that I am not appreciating your pauses there, where I don't know if I'm alive or dead? You're just like quiet, and I'm just like on the edge of my seat, wondering if I'm out.
We gotta build the tension up. I mean, listen, I had no doubt. You have been playing Bill for such a long time that this is just natural information. It just
that was the
goes
one
in,
that jumped out at me from the beginning, but now it's so critical not to miss that I'm just paranoid. Okay.
I feel it. Alrighty. That takes us to our next question. We're jumping up more in difficulty here, Paulie. Here's your question. How many survivors are currently in Dead by Daylight? Is it A, 28, B, 30, C, 29, or D, 31?
Okay, well, I just read this in a forum post that I put in a video the other day. So, do I just assume that the person who wrote the comment on the forums knew what they were talking about? Because I don't actually know the answer. So, I think I'm just going to lean on the person who was talking about how the grind has gotten severe with more and more characters. And in their forum post, they said that we currently have 29 survivors and 26 killers. And that number's here, so I'm just going to trust on the person on the forums. And if this is wrong, you on the forums, this is your fault, not my fault. So I'm going to go with C, 29, final answer.
That is correct, 29.
All right, thank you to the person on the forums
right.
for that post.
Give them praise.
I would have had no idea.
So, 29 survivors are in DVD. Thankfully, that forums guy saved you, so we gotta give him some credit.
It was like a lifeline before I even knew I needed a lifeline.
Right. Alrighty, Paulie. It's time for the 16,000 question. Here it is. What chapter was released on March 19 of 2019? Is it A, Demise of the Faithful, B, Shattered Bloodline, C, Chain of Hate, or D, Darkness Among Us?
Okay, so this would have been the first chapter of the year. So I know it's not B and D because D was Legion, and that was like a winter end of year chapter. Shattered Bloodline, I think, was like a September-ish chapter or something. So it's the spring chapters are A and C for Demise of the Faithful with the Plague and Chains of Hate with the Deathslinger. I just got to get my years straight in my head. Been under quarantine for a while. I can't remember what year it is. So, let's see. That would have been, I think it was 2020 when we went to PAX, right? And that was right before Chains of Hate. So is this Demise of the Faithful with the Plague then? Let me think this through. So we had, the other spring release would have been Trickster. That would have been 2021. So I think Chains of Hate is 2020 and Demise of the Faithful is Plague 2019. Oh, let me get my calendar. I'm pretty sure it's Plague. That'd be 3 years now. That seems right. I don't think it's 3 years we've had Deathslinger. So I'm gonna go with A, Demise of the Faithful, final answer.
That is correct. Demise of the Faithful was the chapter that released on March 19 of 2019. Chains of Hate, as you mentioned, we were at PAX. That was in 2020. Shattered Bloodline was back in 2017. It was a really early chapter. And Darkness Among Us, I believe, was late in the winter of 2019. So, there we go. We got it correct. Not too bad, Paulie. Not too bad. You're doing pretty good.
Okay.
You still got some lifelines too, so not too bad. We are really close to the top prize. In fact, we are one away from the next prize. The next prize is actually a provided mouse and keyboard from Zydax. You guys know our lovely sponsors. They actually build you and I our wonderful Dead by Daylight themed computer. So if you get this correct,
I see your fancy computer behind you, King.
It is. It's right back there. So this is brought to you by Zydax. If you get this right, Paulie, you will be able to obtain it for yourself, or you can give it away. It's time for the question. Here we go. Which killer added to the game brought the total roster of killers to 14? Is it A, the Plague, B, the Legion, C, the Spirit, or D, the Clown?
My goodness. Oh boy. So, I guess the best way to do this is to just try and go in order and figure them out, right? So we have Trapper, Wraith, Hillbilly, Nurse. That's your first four there, right? And then we had Michael Myers, Hag, Doctor, Huntress, jeez. Oh, I don't like this, King. Okay, B, Legion, final answer.
That is correct. The Legion is the 14th killer in the game. Nicely done. I would have, if you used Ask the Host, I would have been like, listen, man, I don't know. I got no clue.
What do you mean you don't know? Didn't you write these questions?
I did, but I wouldn't give you the response that I would have thought of. Nicely done, Paulie. Nicely done. I couldn't break it down for you. You didn't miss anybody. You got it right on the head. Congratulations. Here is your next question. We're getting close to that top prize, Paulie, and that means you've actually won the Zydax mouse and keyboard, so congratulations. You will be getting that in the mail shortly. Give it
Thank you, Zydax.
a few business days. Alrighty, it's time for your next question. Here we go. What is the nationality of the Blight? Is it A, Russian, B, Irish, C, Scottish, or D, Dutch?
I know this one, King. I got this one in the bag. I can't remember his name, but I know that he's Scottish. His name escapes me at the moment. But I know he's Scottish, so we're going to go C, Scottish. Final answer.
That is correct. The Blight is indeed Scottish. You are correct, Paulie. Climbing on that board, which means you are 4 questions away from the top prize.
Dang.
The pressure is on. You still have 2 lifelines, though, so that's always good. Here's your next question. The Longevity Blessing Charm was part of what event? A. The Moonrise event. B. The Howling Grounds. C. The Scarlet Swarm. And D. The Fall Masquerade. I forgot to mention that these 4 questions increases the difficulty as well. So these are the most difficult questions.
The what? Oh my gosh. Oh my. Well, I don't know if I want to say anything. Oh no. And then what happens if I miss it?
That's it. The game is over.
And then I don't lose my prize though, right?
No, you keep your prizes. You keep your prizes. You keep both of them.
Okay. So Longevity Blessing kind of sounds like Eastern. So I'm thinking that it probably has to do with one of the Lunar New Year events. So now I'm just trying to remember which of these are Lunar New Year. Did Fall Masquerade even happen? I feel like, gosh, I don't know. And then I'm trying to think about which of these Lunar New Year events actually had charms, because some of these events I think happened before charms existed. I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here, and I'm going to go with the Scarlet Swarm. C, final answer.
That is correct. The Scarlet Swarm is correct. Paulie, 3 questions away. How bad are your nerves right now?
This is pretty nerve-wracking, King, knowing that it's like one and done, you're gone if you don't get it right.
One and done indeed. The Scarlet Swarm did bring in those charms. The Moonrise event, I don't remember exactly what was in the Moonrise event. I know the Howling Grounds had the Huntress Mask and the David King shirt.
Yeah, so that was before charms existed.
Right. The Fall Masquerade was also way before when the Huntress received her different faces, so Scarlet Swarm was the only correct answer there. Alrighty, Paulie, for 250,000. Here we go.
Okay.
What is the name of the Blood Point event after the Scorching Summer Barbecue event? Is it A, the Equinox Blood Hunt, B, the Blood Feast, C, the Blood Rush, or D, the Quarantine Blood Rush?
Okay, so Scorching Summer Barbecue was when we had the slushy machine generators. The survivors work on the generators, and there were slush machines on top of them. And then the killers could put survivors on the hook and toast their buns on the grill. So a quarantine blood rush would have been like during quarantine, right? So it can't be that, because that's pretty recent. Now, Blood Feast was when we had the 3x, 3 times blood points. Blood Rush would be a 1.5 times event, like we have right now. I don't think they were doing 1.5 times back then. I don't know if there would have been a Blood Feast right after that barbecue event. The name of the Blood Point event after the Scorching Summer Barbecue event. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it again. I'm gonna go with A, Equinox Blood Hunt. Final answer?
That is correct. The Equinox Blood Hunt is correct. It happened right after the summer barbecue event. As you mentioned, the Blood Feast, I believe, was 3 times as well. Quarantine, obviously, during quarantine. And the Blood Rush was 1.5. You nailed it. You nailed it, Paulie. 2 questions away from the top prize. 2 lifelines remaining as well. Here we go. for 500,000. How many decommissions add-ons are in the game? Is it A, 15, B, 27, C, 23, or D, 31?
So these are all add-ons that were in the game and they either got changed and kicked out entirely. These are like killer power add-ons, right?
Yes.
Remember, I feel like it was either C or B. I remember it was like a big number. Okay, I'm gonna go with B, 27. Final answer?
That is correct. B, 27 is the correct answer, Paulie. Well, Paulie, here it is. The $1 million question. I didn't think anybody would get this far. It shows I just gotta make these a little bit harder.
I didn't think I would get this far. Some of these are like really hard.
Alrighty, here it is. The $1 million question. Who does memory 3729 from the tome refer to? Is it A, the Trapper, B, Nia Carlson, C, the Hillbilly, or D, Vigo?
Who's gonna know the numbers of the memories? What kind of question is this?
The $1 million.
You have to have a photographic memory to get this one right.
You still have your 2 lifelines available, so
oh yeah, okay.
Probably should
okay, I'm gonna ask the host. What answer do you think it is, host?
I don't know. I don't know. I know.
Come on, you remember. Memory number 3729. You remember that like it was yesterday, right?
I mean, I don't know. I honestly, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't know. Sadly.
Okay, even though so I'm going to use my other lifeline that's on the table and we'll eliminate an answer.
So the answer I can eliminate for you is D, Vigo, which leaves you with the Trapper, Nia Carlson, and the Hillbilly.
Okay. So I wonder if these memories are in order of when the tomes came out. I never paid attention to any of these numbers. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So are the memories sorted by number? Are they all just random numbers and they jump all over the place from rift to rift? Or are they in order when the tomes came out? I don't genuinely know if there's any rhyme or reason to it. I feel like they're just all jumbled numbers. I was actually looking at a tome today that had memory numbers in it, and they were in the 4000s. So now what do I do with that information? Does that help me at all? I feel like it doesn't help me at all. I don't really have anything to lose here, right? Like, I'm not actually getting $500,000, right, if I walk away. So I might as well go for it and see if I can get it, right?
Yep.
I'm going to go for A, the Trapper. Final answer.
I'm sorry, but that is incorrect. It is not the Trapper. The correct response was the Hillbilly. Hillbilly
that would have been my last guess, so...
Max Thompson Jr. in 3729. They are not in order as well. They are just completely randomized and jumbled. Okay. So I believe Trapper started with the 4000s. Now we're in like 6, and they're just all over the place.
So there was no way to know. It was basically a blind guess unless you had it was
a blind guess.
Memory. Yeah, I never would have guessed Hillbilly. That would have been my last guess.
You made it all the way to the top. At 1 million for just the second contestant to be on the game. It is absolutely insane, but you are not walking away empty-handed. Thankfully, you're gonna get yourself some Ari the Lion stickers, some Kingdom merch, and of course that wonderful prize from Zydax as well. Wow, I'm amazed you made it this far. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think anybody would be able to make it this far.
King, was your wallet sweating in your back pocket?
I was sweating. I was like, oh man, just episode 1. I'm not ready. Oh,
all right.
Man,
well, it was fun. I didn't think I would do that well
fantastic.
either.
That was fantastic.
That was a good time.
Thank you so much for coming on. Guys, if you don't know Paulie Esther, he's absolutely wonderful. He streams over on Twitch. He makes some awesome YouTube content as well. Does amazing lore. Like I said, one of my OG friends. In fact, the first person I ever collabed with on Dead by Daylight. One of the original 10 Falcons for just a wholesome, lovely person. Make sure you check him out. Show him some love. Paulie, heartbreaking,
so
but
much,
you made
King.
it far. 1 million.
You know, I
is
can't say
insane.
enough about this series. It's so fun. As you know, my son is a huge game show fan. He just loves the idea that you're doing this series of all these different game shows in Dead by Daylight, and they're just a joy to watch and so much fun to participate in too. Thank you for inviting me, and I had a blast.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. Well, friends, that was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire DVD edition, or Who Wants to Be a DVD God.
Who wants to be a Blood Point millionaire?
A Blood Point millionaire. That's perfect. Who wants to be a Blood Point millionaire? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. As always, I'm the king. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.